And we are rolling. What is up, gang? And welcome. I'd like to welcome you all to a new podcast, new venture for myself. My name is Christian Harris, a certified personal trainer, believer, and lover of Jesus Christ. Today, my podcast is going to be about myself. It's going to be more of an introduction, but definitely more to come, of course. But just to give you all an overview of what I want to do with this, I want to create a platform, that's going to help you all. Because, like I said, I'm a personal trainer, been certified training for 10, 11 years now, and it's the best job and business in the world, at least for myself. Just want to create a platform where I could have, you know, deep discussions about, anything that's going to help you all watching this, whether that be, you know, testimonies, whether that be about faith, business, just any type of information that's going to benefit you all. I grew up in a family of five, so it's my mom and dad, of course. And I was fortunate and blessed enough to grow up in a household where both of my parents were present. Because unfortunately, a lot of people don't, and that's the sad reality of it. And then there are my siblings. I have two siblings, two older siblings. So yes, I am the baby of the family, but I'm also the strongest in the family and the swollest. I am married. I am a father of one beautiful little child, my daughter. Sorry, y'all. This thing keeps on falling down. My apologies. Like I said, first podcast, first time using this gimbal for long format videos, but we're going to figure it out. Y'all going to see the progression, and that's why I'm not cutting it off. If there's mistakes made, I want to see y'all. I want to let y'all see the progression of it. So no worries. So just please be patient with me. But yeah, been married for 3 years now, and it's been an amazing 3 years. Has it been perfect? No, but you know what marriage is, and we are a God fearing household and make God the foundation of everything. And yeah, I've had my own relationship with Jesus Christ for, well, I'll say this: I grew up in the church my whole life, but once I decided to, build my own relationship with God and take it seriously, it was very recent, probably during. Let me just hold this. Probably during 2020 when C-19 hit is when I really started to take things very seriously. God has been the foundation of my life and my family's life. And yeah, he's been awesome. Like, he's definitely delivered me from a lot of stuff. Nothing too crazy, because trust me, I've heard some amazing testimonies from people in the body of Christ. And hopefully I can get some of these people on here to share their testimonies and share what God's done in their life. So I did grow up playing sports. I did have a very structured upbringing because my dad was in the military. He was Air Force for 20 years. Not that he pushed fitness on me or anything, but military brats, y'all know exactly what I mean. Like, there's a little bit more structure to your lives when your parents are in the military. Not saying that those that aren't in the military, that they don't have structure, but y'all get it. But yeah, grew up playing football majority of my life. I did play baseball, basketball, ran track. I was horrible at basketball. Baseball, I was actually all right. Track, I was all right. But football is what, got me the furthest, if you will. Played outside linebacker. Ended up getting a scholarship to a small JUCO called New Mexico Military Institute. Because I grew up in the New Mexico area. Still kind of in the New Mexico area, even though we're in Texas. Went to school, didn't know what I wanted to do initially. Well, actually, I wanted to be a strength and conditioning coach and a track coach. And I'll be honest, didn't take school seriously or my education seriously at the time. If I put as much effort into my education as one I do now, or back then, if I put as much effort as I did in sports, would have been a straight A student, probably got like a PhD or something. Because I just loved working out, loved pushing my body to the limit. But in the classroom, that wasn't the case. So long story short, I dropped out. Yeah, dropped out after like 2.5, almost 3 years of school, just because I was being lazy. Like, there's no excuse, nothing like that. Yeah, things drove me to do that, but ultimately it was my fault and my choice. And while I was in school, my parents moved here to open up, a restaurant, because they're in the restaurant business and they make some awesome food. Dropped out, ended up working at that restaurant, and I was kind of at a crossroads in life. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I had my identity wrapped in sports, and that being football. So when you put your identity in, temporary things, what happens when that thing's taken away from you? Like, I didn't know who I was. I wasn't deeply rooted in Christ. So I fell into a great depression. And I remember, and I still have the picture. Hopefully I can get the picture off of this phone, because I lost a bunch of weight in that. And so, yeah, when I was playing football, I got up to about 230, 240 pounds. Just a big, bulky football player, linebacker. And in that same year, in less than a year, I went from 240 to 144 pounds. Yes, lost almost 100 pounds in less than a year. Was depressed, stopped eating, stopped working out. And yeah, it was horrible. Like, it was one of those things where I wouldn't leave my room. I wouldn't get out of bed unless, I needed to use the bathroom, but that was really it. And wasn't deeply rooted in Christ at the time, but I know that it was Him that got me out of that funk. And yeah, like, now I'm at where I'm at right now. And I just want to share that with you all. I wouldn't have enough time to share the entire story, but maybe in the next podcast I will. But through me dropping out and working in my parents' restaurant, one thing that I didn't mention is that my mom used to be a personal trainer. And so she kind of gave me the nudge, like, hey, maybe you should try this out. Like, I did it. And I vividly remember her saying, you like fitness and what it's done for you, and you're good with people, like, you like people. So why don't you try it out? So shout out to Mom for, you know, encouraging me to try out personal training, even though it was the last thing that I wanted to do at the time. And yeah, here I am 12 years later. Oh, but one thing I will mention is, obviously we go to church, and the very first service we go to, actually, no, the second service. The second service we go to here, there's a lady who had her certification and was in the military, and she actually had orders to leave to go to San Antonio, I believe. So how about the second service? I didn't tell her this. My mom didn't tell her. She just comes up to me the second service and gives me a book. And then she's like, hey, I got orders. I'm leaving in about like a week. And I couldn't think of anybody else that would want this book. And the book was to get a personal training certification. And again, I didn't tell her that. I didn't say I wanted to be a trainer at the time, but she just blessed me with this book. And hence, it's the certification that I have now, or one of them at least. So that was a clear sign from God of like, hey, like, go this route, trust me. And again, I wanted to be a strength coach. I wanted to be a track coach. Is personal trainer in the mix of that? Yeah, but it's not ideally what I wanted to do. But here I am, and I'm loving it, and I'm gonna keep continuing it because I love helping people and getting paid from it. But, it does me so much good helping people through, the passion that God gave me for this and being able to spread information to help better somebody's life. I've helped, I don't know the exact number, but I know for sure it's over 250 people. And in that, most of them have seen success. I'll be honest, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Some of them didn't. Was it their fault? Sometimes yes. Was it my fault? Sometimes yes. But what I will say is, I learned how to take every failure in those experiences and turn them into a learning experience. Because, I always analyze, well, now at least, I always analyze how I can do better. Even when I know it's, the client's fault, unfortunately, which is the case sometimes, or a lot of times. But I look at, how I can do better in those situations. And it works. But yeah, and hopefully through, this platform, actually not hopefully, I know through this platform, I'm going to provide information for you all that's going to help in every aspect of your life, whether it be physical through the training portion of these videos or spiritual in a faith sense. We share these testimonies and what God has done in my life and other people's lives, and mental and emotional. And by the time I'm shooting this video, this is May 4th. Happy May the 4th be with you. But yeah, I know it's Mental Awareness Month, or Men's Mental Awareness Month. And, unfortunately, the world has came to, the point that it's at now in a mental sense. Like, suicide rates are skyrocketing through the roof. Emotionally, people are relying on, drugs and harmful, solutions when they don't have to. But again, another thing I want to address on this platform is, ways to overcome, mental and emotional stress through fitness, through prayer, and other mechanisms that are a lot better than what the world is advertising works. Whew. And I know this is over 10 minutes. I don't care. Like I said, it's an introductory. So I just want to give y'all everything. But it's a good warm up. This used to be a golf course, if y'all can't tell. So I probably walked about like 1 or 2 holes and I'm feeling it. But yeah, just want to create a platform, just to spread information and positivity, because in the midst of, all the negative that's going on in the world, there are a lot of positive people, but I feel like they don't have as big of a platform as the negativity in this world, or they choose to be silent in that. And I want to step up and bring more positivity to my audience, because I firmly believe that God put you in a position to talk to people and share with people that other people can't touch. Like, I'm here at the gym, and right now I currently have about 35 to like 40 clients, and then including my online clients, it's probably like 40 plus. But those are people that I'm in direct contact with almost every day. Of course, you all on Instagram, Facebook, on social medias. Like, I have a platform to reach you all. So I just want to provide value any way I can. But yeah, if y'all ever have any questions, if you need prayer for anything, don't hesitate to reach out. Sorry about the lighting. Again, I'm learning. There's a bug. But don't hesitate to reach out if you ever have any questions. And it doesn't have to be fitness related. Like, if y'all need prayer for anything, I'm here for that as well. I have no issues of helping you all in that sense. Whew, sorry. If I'm breathing all hard, just know I probably walked like a mile, like up and down on hills. But yeah, don't hesitate to reach out. I pray with people almost on a daily basis, and I have no shame in that. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. Like, I feel like, especially in today's generation, it's frowned upon to ask for help, when in reality, being vulnerable in that sense is, such a powerful thing. I mean, when it comes to men, I know men have trouble, because I've had trouble in the past asking for help, but that's probably the most masculine thing you could do, is admitting, that you may not be well, that you may not be where God intended you to be, but hey, guess what? He's placed help in your life to help you get there. So feel free to reach out. I pray that this platform blesses you all, which I'm confident that it will. And that's not coming from, perspective of me trying to boast, or me trying to, promote who I am as a person. Like, I know what God's placed in me, and I'm just using this as a vehicle to ultimately fulfill his purpose in my life. But today we're going to hit back in arms. If you have any questions or requests as far as what type of fitness content you want on here as well, feel free to reach out. And also feel free to follow and DM me on Instagram. Like, my Instagram is this right here. So it's fit_by_faith_. And you can follow me there as well. But going to get into this workout again, back in arms, and hope to see y'all at the next podcast. God bless. First movement of this back day, we're going into a basic lat pull down. I worked more so on back thickness earlier in the week, my first back day, so that was more so rows. So now we're going to emphasize scoop instead of going to hit out here. So going overhand on this, make sure you have a tall posture, so you're going to be down. Have your chest up. You don't want to pull from you being hunched over. That's just going to work your arms. So be nice and secure. Chest up. You're going to pull those elbows straight down till you feel a contraction in your lat, in your back. So exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. So these, we're doing 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. I give it a range because we're focusing on controlling the movement, not just moving as much weight as possible. And you're going to fatigue a lot faster whenever you're controlling the weight, which is a good thing. So 8 to 12 reps is going to help build strength, make your muscle more dense. And if you're eating enough, it's going to help it grow as well. Hey, good morning. Still targeting the lats. We're going to do some of the isolated even more and to pump more blood into that muscle. So one of my favorite movements to do right after a lat pull down is cable pullovers. So you're going to be here. Still have a tall posture. You don't want to be rounded on here either. So tall posture, have your elbows out. You're just going to bring them down as you pull your torso up. So there's multiple ways to do this one. This is the way I feel it the most. Again, there's no one size fits all. But you can do it with your elbows bowed out slightly. You can pull in right in front of your hips or pull your torso up. Or you can stay in place here and pull. Some people feel it like that. Or even with their wrists turned out and their arms straight. You can do it like that as well. We're going to do a superset here. So what is a superset? It's pretty much 2 consecutive movements back-to-back performed in the same set or workout portion. I like to do this to work on my upper back thickness, because that's probably my lagging area. Even though we're emphasizing lats today, I always like to throw this in. So all you're doing, you're just going to get a barbell or even dumbbells, or even on the Smith machine. You're going to find a good grip. Make sure your hinges to your hips, that your shoulders are back, that you're not rounded over. Shoulders back. And we're going to do a shrug. So just going to retract our shoulder blades together, get that contraction in your upper back. Make sure you're breathing. So you're not pulling from your arms. You're literally letting your back do all the work. So we'll do 8 of these. And after you do 8, you're going to do 8 bent over rows. So again, not going super heavy. Just focus on getting that full range of motion on each rep, making every rep count. So we did 4 sets of 8 and 8. reps in about a minute in between each one. Last movement of this back day is going back to emphasizing the lats. We're going to do an underhand pull down. We're just going to hit the lower insertion of your lats. It's the whole thing in reality, but it just emphasizes that one area. I'm doing it on the assisted pull-up machine because I know majority of people can do pull-ups, but that doesn't mean that you can't imitate the motion on, an assistance machine. Or you can use a partner or a resistance band, whatever you have available. But it's the same posture that we had in the lat pull downs earlier. So even though you're down, you still want to have a tall posture, keep your chest up. And we're going underhand. We're just going to pull your elbow straight down so you get that contraction in your lats at the top. Come down till you feel a slight stretch. Exhale up, contract. And these, we're doing 4 sets of 8. You can honestly do an underhand lat pull down as well. Works the same area. I just like the range of motion I get on this. That is it for this back workout. Hope y'all enjoyed. Hope the information was beneficial for you all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or follow me on IG at fit_by_faith_. But see y'all in the next podcast. God bless.